Слава Україні! Слава Україні! Слава Україні! Today, December the 20th, we are having a candlelight vigil to mark 300 days of Russia's full-scale war against Ukraine. It has been nearly 10 months since the Russian Federation began its full-scale invasion of Ukraine on February the 24th this year, conducting genocide, death, destruction, war crimes, and crimes against humanity to all corners of the country. Russian missiles have been rained down across Ukraine, killing thousands of innocent Ukrainians and leaving millions without power, heat, and/or water this winter. This year, Russian troops penetrated deep into Ukraine's heartland, committing mass atrocities mere miles from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. When Ukraine was liberating its territory, the entire world was shocked to see what Russia left behind. Mass graves of innocent Ukrainian children, women and men, as well as destruction of their homes and Ukraine's infrastructure. The United States of America, the Great Britain, the Baltic states of Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Poland and Czech Republic publicly condemn Russian aggression and openly call it genocide and terrorism. They contribute resources in support of Ukraine's fight for freedom, investing in Ukraine's future, and through Ukraine investing in the future peace, prosperity, and safety of the entire world. Thank you, USA, for supporting Ukraine.
Thank you, USA, for supporting Ukraine.
Thank you, USA, for standing with Ukraine.
Thank you, USA, for standing with Ukraine.
Thank you, USA, for supporting Ukraine.
Thank you, USA, for supporting Ukraine.
Thank you, USA, for standing with Ukraine.
Thank you, USA, for standing with Ukraine.
Thank you, USA, for supporting Ukraine.
Thank you, USA, for supporting Ukraine.
Russia's genocide against Ukraine, Ukrainian people, and Ukrainian culture is their official position, which was openly stated on April the 3rd in the article What Russia Must Do with Ukraine by the Russian media RIA News. That article proclaimed to eliminate Ukraine and its people as a nation. We are thankful to Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Poland, and Czech Republic for declaring Russia a state sponsor of terrorism or a terrorist state. And we ask the United States of America to follow their example and declare Russia a terrorist state and declare Russia a state sponsor of terrorism. To stop all business ties with Russia. And we also asking to have more severe sanctions to Russia's missile attacks at Ukraine. Declare Russia a terrorist state.
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 Declare Russia a state sponsor of terrorism.
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 Civilians and innocent people are dying in Ukraine every day. Having business with Russia still sponsors Russian terroristic regime. Stop all business ties with Russia.
Stop all business ties with Russia.
Cut all business ties with Russia.
Cut all business ties with Russia.
Do not sponsor terrorism.
Do not sponsor terrorism.
Do not sponsor terrorism.
Do not sponsor terrorism.
Declare Russia a terrorist state.
Declare Russia a terrorist state.
Russia has been actively committing war crimes and terrorism in Ukraine since the full-scale invasion started on February the 24th, targeting civilian objects and infrastructure and killing innocent Ukrainians, children, women and men. There should be the international tribunal for Russia's political and military leaders. They have to be responsible for all atrocities conducted by Russia. We will have the minute of silence now, and we will pray to commemorate the Ukrainians who lost their lives in Russia's unprovoked and brutal war against Ukraine. Let's pray together in solidarity with the millions of Ukrainians who are suffering a freezing winter without power or heat. Thank you so much. Catherine Pedersen, the board member of US Ukrainian Activists, is going to continue our program.
Thank you to everyone who's come out here on this cold winter evening to stand with us in support of Ukraine and in solidarity with the millions in Ukraine now who are sitting in their homes, for those of them still lucky enough to have their homes standing, with no power, no light, no water, wondering if they will survive the winter in their city. I can't imagine going through a DC winter with no heat. It's even harder to imagine enduring a Ukrainian winter with no heat or power. Millions are facing this right now. And this dilemma of theirs, this life-threatening situation that they and their children and their families are in, it's not an accident or a byproduct of Russia's war. It is an integral part of Russia's strategy against Ukraine. Russia is attempting to terrorize the Ukrainian population into surrender by bombing them. And when they don't have enough bombs, by freezing them, by starving them. This is not a new tactic of Russia's. We've seen it over and over again, whether in Ukraine or in Aleppo or in any of the other nations, cities, and countries that Russia has invaded and attempted to destroy. Directly attacking civilian populations is Russia's strategy. And they are trying it again in Ukraine. But they will not succeed because Ukrainians know Russia. And Ukrainians have always been willing to fight for freedom. And Ukrainians will not give up that freedom now that their nation stands proud, independent, brave in the face of any who would seek to erase it. Thank you to Ukrainian defenders who are fighting now on the front lines, in the trenches, in the snow, to hold the line against Russian invasion, to protect the millions in Ukraine who are threatened by Russia's invasion, and to protect all of Europe and all of the world from Russian aggression. Because if there's one thing that Russia has made clear under Vladimir Putin, it is that they will keep going until they are stopped. And as an American who wants to grow old in a stable economy, in a peaceful world, I am grateful to Ukrainian defenders and to everyone in Ukraine for stopping Russia. They are fighting for my future. They're fighting for the future of everyone who wants hope for their children. So thank you to Ukraine, and thank you, USA, for supporting Ukrainians in their defense of their own nation, in their fight for survival, and in their defense of every nation that wants to live free and in peace. Slava Ukraini! Slava Ukraini! Slava Ukraini!
Слава Україні! Слава Україні! Слава Україні! Russia should be punished with severe sanctions, not only while the war is going on, but at least until Ukraine is restored and rebuilt using Russia's reparation funds. Russia's TV and radio channels must be closed to stop Russia's propaganda in the US and Europe. We are grateful to the US government and the American people for their support of Ukraine and for their generous investments to Ukraine's victory. But we believe that the war will be over sooner, with less loss of life, if Ukraine will receive all the means of defense that it is asking for. We cannot let Russian blackmail and hollow threats dictate what types of aid the US sends to support its allies, who are fighting a war of survival against attempted genocide. Ukrainians have always had free spirit and have always fought for the independence of their homeland. We deeply appreciate and support the heroic Ukrainian defenders who have been protecting our Ukraine every minute of every day, not just since the February of this year, but for 8 years since Russia's invasion in 2014. We have faith that better times will come soon, when Ukrainians can once again live in safety, freedom, and peace. Ukraine will win.
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 Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
Dear friends, dear supporters of Ukraine, we will have an open mic for like 5-10 minutes. If you would like to say something, please come up now.
All right. Hi, my name is Jaromir Oreshkevich. I am part of the Ukrainian American Veterans Group here in Washington. Many, many years ago, before Ukrainian independence, I had the privilege to speak with a lady by the name of Nina Strokata-Karavanska. Some of you younger people may not know her, but some of your parents may know her. She was a writer, and she and her husband put out a lot of books. They were big dissidents in Ukraine. Well, she finally got released about 5 or so years before Ukraine got its independence. I am a dentist, and I happen to have been privileged to have been her dentist. One day, I asked her, Pani Nino, I'll speak in English. Pani Nino, is it possible for Ukraine to ever get its independence? She answered me with 4 words: not without great bloodshed. Ne bez velikої кровотечі. What we are now experiencing is kровотеча delayed. Bloodshed delayed. Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
Як роса
Україні!
Героям слава!
Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
Слава нації!
Смерть ворогам!
Україна!
Понад усе!